It's just another joke. Just another joke like all the other fucking jokes that they give you. Just like the moon rover, the Mars moon rover. If you look at photographs taken from the Mars moon rover, the photographs taken on Mars are literally the same fucking photographs that you can find on a place called Devon Island in Canada. All they did was put a red filter on it and make it look like Mars. Bullshit. Complete fucking bullshit. CGI fucking bullshit. Everybody knows, if they have half a brain cell in their fucking head, that we never went to the moon in 1969 till 1973. We went 6 fucking times. Played golf on the moon and everything. Like, we went back and forth to and from the moon 6 fucking times. Landed human feet on the fucking moon. Drove around in a dude buggy. Played golf. Did all this other fucking shit. And okay, well, now we can't go back to the moon because, the Van Allen radiation belt, which is bullshit. The Van Allen radiation belt is actually just another term for the firmament because the Earth is flat. And anyways, what else? Oh, we don't have money. We're under budget. We're under budget, right? Oh, we don't have enough money. We can't build the technology again. We lost all the telemetry data. Oh, okay, so hang on. The most important achievement in mankind of landing on the moon, you just lost all the fucking data for it? Okay, another red flag. And, we're under budget. Okay, well, that's a fucking lie because NASA gets over 16, probably more like $20 billion per fucking year now, which, I mean, if that money was designated somewhere else, we could probably solve world fucking hunger instead of sending rocket ships up into fucking no man's land and nowhere. And so the other thing is like, okay, well, signs and symbols. Just look for the signs and symbols. When's the next fucking launch date? Right? When's the next launch date? April Fools, right? What's that old saying? How does that old saying go? How does that old saying go? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Guess when they're fucking launching back to the moon? April fucking Fools. Give me a fucking break. Not only that, but they're like, oh yeah, okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're only going just around the moon. We're just going to make a little orbit around the moon. We're not actually landing any people on the moon, but we're going back to the moon. Okay, especially now when we have AI technology and CGI technology that is literally indistinguishable from fucking reality. A bunch of fucking brainwashed fucking fluorinated sheep are just going to eat this shit up and just believe it like nothing. And like, come on guys, figure it out. It's not that fucking hard to figure out unless you're goddamn fucking retarded NPC with no thoughts in your brain. You know, if you're one of those people that doesn't have an inner dialogue and you can't hear your own thoughts and hear your own voice in your head reasoning with yourself, you're a fucking NPC. And the only purpose that you have on this fucking earth is to be a stage prop for people like me that are actually part of the fucking game. Elon Musk is a lying Satanist. Elon Musk has a Halloween costume. Elon Musk has a Halloween costume that's made out of children's flesh and has a fucking upside down cross on it and a fucking pentagram and shit. And that ain't no cheap Halloween costume that Elon Musk made. Elon Musk's Halloween costume is probably made like, by some fucking weird fucking tailor guy who likes to make things out of human flesh and babies and stuff like that. Because that's what those people are into. Anybody who doesn't realize that the fucking elites of the world are 100% into satanic ritualism and human sacrifice, especially sacrificing the innocent, because that's what the devil wants. It's just way better. It's a way better sacrifice. Obviously, if something is fucking completely innocent, it's a way better sacrifice than if that something is fucking tainted with the, sin and everything else. So, I mean, it's just a no-brainer, It's a no fucking brainer. The earth is fucking flat and stationary. God is real. The devil is fucking real. And we're never going back to the fucking moon because we never went in the fucking first place. And the Van Allen radiation belt is just another name for the firmament. That's why we can't get past it. And we never will get past it. And you can't go to Antarctica because Antarctica is actually just a ring that surrounds all the other continents. It's just a landmass that's covered in ice, and it surrounds all the other continents and keeps all the fucking water in. And you can't go there. You can't even go past the fucking 60th parallel to openly explore, because people know that if the Antarctic Treaty and all the people involved with it know that if you actually go there to openly explore, you're going to eventually find the firmament, the edge, the wall of the fucking dome, just like the Truman Show. Just like the Truman Show. Why did they not want Truman to explore any of his surroundings? Why did they not want Truman to go on a boat? Why did they traumatize Truman as a young child to be afraid of the water and afraid of the ocean and afraid of boats? Why did they feed Truman a bunch of propaganda to say that, oh, well, you can't go on a trip to Fiji because if you get in an airplane, the airplane might crash? Why did they do that? It's the fucking reason why they do that shit to all of us. There is no such thing as religion. Religion is religion is
population control.
Religion is population control, and religion is the thing that God himself, in the form of his son, which is the fleshly form of God himself, because God can do whatever he wants. God can manifest himself in a physical form and sacrifice himself as a blood sacrifice. You know why? Because he's God and he can do whatever he wants. You cannot put any limitations on God. So if you want to say you believe in God, well, you better believe in a God that loves you so much that he is willing to give up his own physical fleshly life and be tortured and die, so that if you believe that he's the type of God that would do that for you, then you can be with him again. It's just that fucking simple. Like, God damn it, why is this shit so fucking hard for everybody to figure out? It's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. Earth is flat and stationary. Jesus is God and died for your fucking sins. We never went to the moon. Blah, 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 blah. Figure it out. Not fucking hard to figure out. Oh, gravity's just a bunch of bullshit. Gravity's just a theory that they had to come up with because they had to back up their assumption. Assumption. You know what happens when you make an assumption? You make an ass out of you and me. That's how you spell assumption. Don't even think about interrupting me, buddy. Don't even think about fucking interrupting me, buddy. Who the fuck are you? What do you want? Are you interrupting? Are you interrupting? I'll kick your fucking ass like grass, buddy.
I think he's AI generated. No, he's not.
You good? You good, Box One? Don't you dare fucking interrupt me. I'll fucking haunt you in your
like
fucking
slim?
dreams, bro.
Is he like that for you guys? This camera looks like he's like fucking.
No, he's good. He's good. He's good. He's good. Oh yeah, gravity. Yeah, okay. So gravity is just fucking bullshit theory that they had to come up with because they had to come up with an explanation that explained their assumption as to why the Earth is a spinning ball in outer space. Okay? They already assumed that the Earth was a spinning ball in outer space without any fucking proof whatsoever. So in order to reinforce that assumption, they had to come up with a theory called gravity. And That's all it is. It's nothing more than a fucking theory. Not only that, but gravity itself, the theory of gravity, doesn't actually apply to basic fundamental physics, the way that everything actually works. It doesn't apply to observable physics. The theory of gravity actually only applies to theoretical physics, where in theory, if the Earth was a spinning ball in outer space, there would have to be something called gravity that governs and dictates how far away each body or each planet is away from each other and how it pulls on each other and everything else. It's all a theory. All a fucking theory. Mass does not attract mass. It's just a bunch of fucking bullshit. Not only that, but Einstein's theory of relativity is also a bunch of bullshit. Einstein's theory of relativity was used to back up the theory of gravity because there were so many flaws found in the theory of gravity that Einstein, the shill, the Jewish shill Einstein, had to come up with a bunch of fucking bullshit to explain why gravity is different in outer space, which is an assumption, than it is here where we can actually do observational science, right? So you don't need any sort of crazy, confuddled, makes sense here, doesn't make sense there. Does it actually make sense? Does anybody really know what the fuck this is? Gravity theory. You do not need that if you live on a flat and stationary plane within an enclosed firmament. You do not need gravity to live there. There's no such thing. You don't fucking need it. We live in a fucking electromagnetic realm, and every single fucking piece of matter that you see all around you is made up of literally nothing except for electromagnet shit and frequency. It's all just a thought of God held together by frequency and magnetism. All of it, except for us humans. We're actually made out of the clay of this place, right? Besides that, you don't need gravity to live here because gravity doesn't exist. Gravity is still just a theory based on an assumption, which is totally ridiculous that anybody even believes it. Like after this long, it's fucking stupid. So everything here is literally just governed by thermodynamics. If something is, well, heat and cold are the same as dense and not dense, right? So, or less dense, not dense. Heat is obviously, hot air is less dense than cold air. We know this, right? Temperature and density, relative density, which is also governed by temperature, especially when you're dealing with water or air or fucking all kinds of other shit, pretty much everything. If something is less dense than its surroundings, it moves upward. If something is more dense than its surroundings, it moves downward. Simple as that. That's why hot air rises and cold air falls. And that's what creates the tides. The moon doesn't create the tides. The tides are literally created by just the combination of the sun passing by and heating everything up, and then the moon passing by. So daylight and the sun makes everything warm, and then nighttime and the moon makes everything cold. And just that exchange of energy, it heats up all the land masses. It heats up all the fucking air around it. It heats up the fucking bodies of water. And then they cool down. And then they heat up. And then they cool down. So what the fuck? It's very simple, right? All it's like, that's it. If you have something that is constantly heating up, then cooling down, then heating up, then cooling down, it's going to expand and contract and expand and contract and expand and contract. And it's just going to create natural movement. That's what creates the fucking tides. It's just the expansion and contraction of everything. That's what creates the fucking tides. Is blah 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 blah. It's like Jesus Christ. This is like 5th grade fucking physics, man. Like, you know, this is elementary school shit, right? What?
The moon.
Well, the moon, like, I mean, it appears to be a sphere, as the sun also appears to be some sort of sphere. But the moon, at the same time, it might not even be a sphere. It might be like half a sphere, you know? Maybe it's like half the same as the sun. Maybe the sun and the moon are actually just like half spheres that are inside of another half sphere called the firmament. And those half spheres are just on the outside, just as lights. And they just go round and round just like that because they're attached to the firmament.
So then are the planets real? Mars, Mercury, Venus.
No, that's a bunch of
Jupiter,
bullshit. That's a bunch of bullshit.
Uranus.
The planets are literally wandering stars. That's what they're called. It's called, before we started calling them planets, we called them wandering stars. And they are luminaries, just like the stars. Stars are not suns, and suns are not stars. The sun is the sun, and the stars are the stars, obviously. To speculate or assume that suns are stars and stars are suns is just fucking ridiculous. There's absolutely zero merit to it. There's zero reasoning to it. You're just making a bunch of absurd assumptions about things that you've never actually fucking seen in person. Ever. And never fucking will. But if you actually take a telescope, you can see that the stars, when you zoom in on them, they are not what people actually think they are. They are not suns that are far away. Each star, when you zoom in on each star, if you take a telescope and zoom in on each star has a distinct color and pattern to it. And there's patterns that go through the star, right? And also, you'll also see that when you're looking at that star, there's waves that are going past it, right? That's the water, because we're in a dome surrounded by water, right? And then the water comes back up underneath, and it's at this equilibrium with everything. And you know, I mean, fuck's sakes, it's not that hard to figure out, you guys. God. Yeah.
It says that in the Bible, dude. It says that he created the firmament, and then it said the waters of the heavens shall be above and below it. And then like that's what, even when the great flood happened, it said that the heavens opened up and the water poured in. That wasn't rain, that was a literal hole opening up in the firmament. And
the floodgates, floodgates of heaven, openings, like mechanical fucking openings in the firmament. And then he created the firmament to separate the waters from the waters.
Yeah, that's right.
There has to be an impenetrable barrier, right? Because the only two things that God did not create, there's two things that God did not create: darkness and water. The darkness and the deep was always here. Right?
Water's alive. That's one thing. Like water's alive too. Like, have you ever seen that thing that they did where like they talked to water like really nice, and then they froze it and made like beautiful icicles, and then they talked to water like shit, and it was just like had no pattern and was just all funky and fucked up because of the energies they put into it.
Yeah, bro. I was telling people, like, I mean, I've never actually purposely really conducted that type of experiment, but I did accidentally I knew about the experiment already, right? But I pretty much accidentally conducted that experiment when I made a bunch of weed butter, like last year. And I had 3 different strains of weed. I had Death Bud, I had Nuken, which is, I mean, it sounds neutral already, right? The word Nuken, Nuken, it sounds kind of neutral. And then I had God Bud. I had Death Bud, Nuken, and God Bud. And I made 3 different separate batches of weed butter so I could make Rice Krispie squares and shit, right? And after I was done making each batch, I made them exactly the same, dried them all out on paper towel and this and that, and everything was fucking beautiful. And then I put them in little, old sour cream containers or whatever, right? Like just empty containers and fucking labeled the tops, right?
Yeah.
And labeled them as they were: Death Bud, Nuken, and God Bud. And guess which one went bad first?
The fucking death one, dude.
The Death Bud. The Death Bud started to get fucking moldy after like a week. And I was like, oh, fucking shit, right? So I better use this up. So I fucking scraped off all the fucking mold on the outside of the butter, washed it all off, and then cooked some shit with it, right? The Nuken, it went next, right? The Nuken lasted maybe like a month. And the God Bud, because I made a whole bunch of butter, man. Like I made a whole shitload of fucking butter, enough to last a while. And the God Bud, fuck, man, that shit lasted like 3 months. I shit you not. It hardly had anything on it, you know? It's crazy. And I'm looking at this shit, and it was an experiment that I did without even knowing that I was doing an experiment, right? And I was just like, holy fucking shit, no way, right? Go figure.
They did. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
What's going to splash down? No, it's going to be just like the rest of them. It's going to crash down in the fucking Bermuda Triangle. That's why NASA is located where it's located. The launching station of NASA is just right there. And the Bermuda Triangle is just right fucking there. So nice and close. You know? No radio signal, all that shit. Like they can fucking really fuck all kinds of shit up in the Bermuda Triangle, especially considering the technology that we have nowadays. I bet you if somebody was to go diving in the Bermuda Triangle, they'd find a whole bunch of rocket ship parts, you know? For real. This shit's ridiculous. It's totally ridiculous.